the leader of the Senate, the distinguished senators present here, Senators Mohammed Sani Musa, Senator Muhammad Adambal Kachua Sarkin Bai, and of course Senator Ibrahim Gaya of Kano South. Let me welcome the APC Youth Progressives National Lobby Committee, and of course those that are not on the national committee but other representing the zones or are simply members of our party working in government. I want to start by thanking you for this very important visit, and let me quickly assure you, Mr. Chairman, that even though we are only 5 here, 5 senators, we represent all the APC senators in the Senate by our mere presence. I want to assure you that whatever we discuss here will be fully transmitted to our colleagues who are not here. And even those that are not APC will wish you well, because you are the future of Nigeria. You are self-appointed. I'm sure that's not difficult to become a what do you call it? No, you can easily discharge your responsibilities even without knowing what those jobs are. But I will define your roles for me so that when you try to help and assist, you remain focused on those things that I feel the youth in our party should do and should have. I consciously and purposefully use the word do first before have. We'll all remember the famous statement made by the late President of the US, Senator John Kennedy, when he said, "Ask not what your country will do for you, but what you will do for your country." I'm not going that full path because I want us to take responsibility first as leaders of our party. When you had your conference, I made my remarks, and in doing that, I spoke my mind. It may not necessarily be the position of many others, or it may not even be the popular position, but that is my belief. And I stand on that. That you don't teach someone to drive a car by asking that person to sit at the back seat. That person, if he will ever learn how to drive, it will take a long time, because he has to be peeping what the driver is doing. But if the one to learn sits beside the driver, even if the driver doesn't say this is what I'm doing, he will see what the driver is doing, and he will see the impact. So I believe that the young people in our party need to be fully brought very close and put inside government, give them responsibilities, test them, watch them, mentor them. You are even better prepared than the previous youth. When we were youth, No, I'm still one. So maybe when Sarkin Bai kai hakuri. Sarkin Bai, by the way, is over 80, so he'll be a good example probably. When he was a youth, he might have not gotten the kind of opportunities that we have gotten. He might have not gotten the kind of structured and coordinated committees that you have today. He could have his influence, and of course, because of his background as a prince, definitely he had some opportunities, but not the kind of opportunities that today almost all of you here have gotten in terms of going to school. Some of you might have attained the highest degrees. You have gotten so many opportunities. Some of you are working with the president, vice president, and so on and so forth. Those opportunities were very rare. But because you are much more prepared and you can do better given the opportunities, and I believe that you should be given the opportunities, and I will continue to be part and parcel of the activists that will push in our party for more opportunities for our youth. You are the future of our party, really. Because if you want your party to be in contention for long, forever, then you have to have a leadership recruitment process that is sustainable, so that as this set of leaders exit, they are automatically replaced by others who are well trained, who are so well groomed, who understand the philosophy, the ideology, the politics, and the focus of the party. So it is extremely necessary for us as a political party to continue to work to ensure that our youth are not given only positions meant for youth, because there is a limitation here. When you are a leader of the youth in the party and you decided you should only be talking to the youth, galvanize them, I think your sphere of interaction will now limit your experience. Because your experience will be with youth only, and that is what you know. That is your most comfortable zone of interaction. But you should also interact with those that are not youthful in age, but youthful at heart, so that you are able to get the knowledge of what they have gone through, their experiences, their views, their focus. And this is not supposed to be difficult. When we sit in a table like this, and major decisions will be taken, for God's sake, why can't we have youth representation? Because that is what will help them understand the logic, the philosophy of such decisions when they are taken, and therefore they are better prepared to be in a position to do the same when they eventually become leaders, rather than always asking them to go and deal with youth matters. Yes, you can do with the youth matters, but I believe that you should also be part and parcel of major cycles of the party. APC, and at the risk of being very partisan, is blessed more than all the political parties in Nigeria today, because we control the federal government, the two chambers of the National Assembly. We have, I think, 22 or 23 states. and majority of state members of the State Houses of Assembly, chairmen of councils and councillors. This is a huge and massive blessing for our party, but also a huge responsibility for the party. Because the party must succeed at the federal level, at the states that we control. We must continue to show the way, the best examples on how good governance is enshrined and sustained, and of course, at the council levels. If we do that, we will be in power for as long as God wants us to be. And that will be a very long, long time. I don't want to risk quoting a figure. PDP did, and it became a curse. And those of us of APC stock in the National Assembly did understand right from the start that we have a debt with history. We have an opportunity to do what is right. That is, work for the betterment of this country, work for our party in government to succeed, and ensure that Nigerians get the best possible dividend of democracy, that they should continue to trust our party, and therefore we decided to work together as ambassadors of the party. We have achieved that much, and because we are united, we are also able to have a very good, cordial working relationship with the opposition in the Senate and indeed in the National Assembly. Sometimes some partisan things would be said, but it's very understandable. I was in opposition for 16 years, so I know the kind of thing I said when I was in opposition against government that was in control then. So I can understand some of the things the opposition may say. But by and large, even the opposition has been supportive of our administration to a very large extent. And that is because our house is in order. I believe that going forward is for the youth, for you, to continue to talk with those that you think are old. Maybe when the chairman was talking, he said, you don't lobby. It's the other way around. I think lobby is mutual. But I believe that in a family, and I'm going back to the family analogy. In a family, the lobby is done sometimes mostly by the young ones. The daughter wants something from her father. The son wants something, he'll be scratching his head. And the father understands. But you know what? Every good father would like his son or his daughter to be better than him. So, a father must have a focus, an orientation set for his family, a target for his children, that at the end of the day they should be better than him. Whether they scratch their heads, whether they come and lobby or not, there must be that well-designed and articulated path for all of them. If you think this one can be a better and more successful politician, maybe he goes in there like all of you here are doing, because all of you here are politicians, all of you. If you observe that one is going to be a better engineer, you help and support. And maybe a daughter who wants to be a lawyer or a medical doctor or something like that, you support. whether sure sign or not. But in politics, if you just sit and stay away from where it is happening, and you know, most of the time, political rooms are hot, so everybody tries to survive in that heat. It's until everybody gets somewhere to have some fresh air that is, where is the other person? So, always
okay, I also welcome distinguished Senator Kabirega, who is a father to me and is also a senator representing my state of Kano. Your Excellency, I want to especially thank you for agreeing to see us on such a short notice and agreeing to see us during your recess. That shows how much importance you attach to the party and to the, especially to the younger generation in the party of which you always claim to be a member. Treated an unparalleled commitment to the party when we invited you for the first ever Progressive Youth Conference that has ever been done by any political party really since 1999. The APC is the first party to have done that. You attended, you gave us almost 4 to 5 hours of your time. You stayed to the end. You gave wonderful contributions, and your speech, roused up a lot of emotions and patriotism among us and loyalty to the party. So I want to appreciate you for that. We also want to commend you, Your Excellency, because through you, this 9th Senate, regardless of what anyone would say, has made some tremendous and remarkable achievements legislatively. I want to start by that. The PIB, which was signed ceremoniously yesterday, I think is a watershed moment that the party in itself should be proud of. What you have been able to achieve, what has escaped so many other assemblies. Prior to now, you have been able to do that. Okay. And it was still under the 9th Assembly that the new adherence of the budget cycle from January to December was restored. And I think that's also an achievement that we should give the Senate President a round of applause. The amendment of the Finance Act, which of course affected the VAT reduction of company income tax on SMEs, amendment of the production sharing contract, which was significantly Nigeria's revenue, and most importantly for us as members of APC, the harmonious relationship between the executive and the legislature that has characterized this 9th Assembly, I think is something that we should commend you for. Thank you very much. Your leadership has truly shown. This is a APC committee suggested by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, approved by the Chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, and I was asked to be the head of it, to basically see for the first time a political party agreeing that young people should go and meet stakeholders of the party and negotiate with them and lobby them and talk to them about the opportunities that are there for other younger people, so that this party becomes a true reflection of a progressive movement that it should be. Mr. President, you know very well, and you have said it when you came to our conference, that in a family gathering, you don't take, you are given. But externally, you take. We are going to heed that advice, that we are going to be given. Not power in the sense of what is called power. That's not what we are looking for. What young people are looking for are opportunities to demonstrate capacity and grow. And like I said during the conference, which you agreed with me every time that I have spoken to you, Mr. President, is that you don't teach a man how to drive by putting him in the back seat. You teach him how to drive by putting him on the passenger side so that he learns the mechanics. Because sooner or later, you may not be able to drive that car. If he's not well trained, then both of you are in trouble when he's driving you. So it is not only right, it is not a privilege for young people to be given opportunities at leadership level. It is a strategy for progressive movement going forward. Mr. President, before you here, we brought our communique that we have reached after that conference to formally submit it to you, that we believe you will take your time and look through it. We have some of our asks that we want you to look at and see what you can do and how you can help us from the vantage position that Allah has placed you in, to see how we can help other young people. From the self-introduction you've heard today, Mr. President, you can tell that we are not here to ask for ourselves, because most of us can simply afford to be selfish and remain where we are. I'm personally close to you. I've appointed myself your special assistant, whether you like it or not. I can hug on to your coattails and grow politically, and then forget everybody else. Honorable is already a member of House of Reps. He can grow. There's already an MD of REA, there's ED of REA, there's Zona Youth. There's so many people holding different positions. We can all afford to be selfish. But that is not a way forward. This party must grow. And we know that in 2023, that the significant bringer of ballot and votes, President Muhammadu Buhari, will not be on the ballot. The next task for this party is to make itself attractive to other young people so that the party itself can win elections without very popular candidates. That should be the goal. And one of those strategies is to reach out to young people. And it cannot be reaching out by mobilization. We have done a lot for mobilization. This is the National Lobby Committee only. We have state lobby committees. We have zonal lobby committees that are lobbying lobbying leaders at local levels, state, and we have reached some sort of, we have made some achievements. Because in the last World Congresses, almost 40 to 50% of the people that emerged were young people. So that was a very good thing. It is a good start. But then it gets trickier because we are moving to local government congresses and then to state congresses and then and on and on. And I've noticed even in our constitution of the party, they said that there will be 3 delegates coming to national, at least one of which must be a woman, but no mention of one must be a young person. And that is the large population. We just finished registration of the party. We registered 40 million people. I can assure you, because I have most of the data, that 32 to 35 million of those 40 million people are young people between the ages of 18 to 50. And yet, ordinarily, we are not supposed to be lobbying. Ordinarily, we are supposed to be lobbied. Ordinarily. But I guess the lobbying takes turns one by one. It is lobbying for votes and we will lobby for position, unfortunately. But distinguished Senate President, you have been one of the advocates of young people, and I want you to continue to be so. Because politics, there's the one we do in the mobilization, we're already doing that. There's one that is done behind closed doors, when nobody is there, only few people that are saddled with certain responsibilities. We want you to be the constant voice of reminding your colleagues and other stakeholders every time they close that door when we are no longer there, that we have to do this for the future, we have to do this for young people. We have to give them opportunities. We have to create those opportunities. We have a lot of asks, like I said here. We are going to give some of our colleagues, 1 or 2 of them, to say a few things. But some of our asks, just to briefly summarize, Mr. President, is that you can simply ask for we believe that our leadership recruitment method is faulty. Anybody can just rise up anywhere because we do not have a system where leaders emerge. And because there's no incubating platform for future leaders to emerge, everybody just emerges and does whatever he wants, and government is personalized. We think the Progressive Institute that we have talked about, akin to what you have in the National Assembly, where you have institute in the National Assembly, we should have a Progressive Institute in the party, where anybody who comes into the party should be able to have a guidelines of what it is to mean to be a member of the progressive movement. It should be more than just putting a flag behind your seat or a flag on your car. Or you can jump into it anytime you want and then you become a progressive and you're a leader, you call yourself whatever, you do whatever you want. It has to be more than that, Your Excellency. It has to be a progressive institute. It's something we are putting together. We want you to help us do that. And then outside the party, there's no reason why the diaspora should have people, they have a commission, for example, people with disability, may God bless them, have a commission, and everybody has a commission except the young people, the most important constituency in the country. They don't have a commission. This is something that the Night Assembly should look into. Do something. There are so many scattered programs. Everybody wants to do something for youth here and there. If we can house it and put it into a commission, I think it will be a wonderful achievement, and it is something that is going to tell of how much we think about young people going forward. All of us are not going to remain young forever. I can see already there are already older people among us. But Saleh Hadid has already crossed over the line. But we're accommodating him because he's neither here nor there. A lot of people are confused here, calling themselves young people. And this is because there are lack of opportunities, once you cross over that line. So they hold on to the position they are in, regardless of what it is. So, Mr. President, let me not just fill this room with too much noise. I'll give my colleagues a few opportunities to say a few words. I know there are a lot of things. We have submitted them to you in writing. But bottom line, Mr. President, is that we want you to actually be a voice. We have done, or we are doing our part. We are mobilizing people, but this mobilization has to be clearly linked to something that the party is also doing to complement the mobilization that young people are doing. What is it? We have to be the ones who, the party must be seen to look youth-centric. The image and the face of the party everywhere should be young people speaking in the words and in the manner that young people would understand, and then it will attract them to make this party truly, truly viable. We wrote a letter, I think, 2 days ago, and today we are seeing the Senate President. We wrote a letter about a week. The President agreed to see us because he was away, told us to see the Chief of Staff. When he comes back, he's going to see us. We wrote a letter to the Vice President. In 2 days, the Vice President saw us. All this is possible because we are a party in government. The moment that is no longer there, we'll be just finding ourselves left, right, and center. So it is imperative that this legacy of Muhammadu Buhari continues and that we succeed ourselves as a political party. That will happen when we give other people opportunity, especially the young people that hold the majority of the votes. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you very much, the leader of the delegation. I'd like to just quickly make an appeal because of the other...
Our chairman, Barrister Ismail, I said a lot. But something that is very important is for us to identify the opportunity that lies ahead in 2023, where this country will have the opportunity of going into transition. And we believe that is a time that we should look into our population and identify where our advantage is. Our advantage for this country for now is the youth. And with the opportunity that God has provided, this country, by giving us a time that we will not have an incumbent president, it is a time that we can build a new era for the party and for the country as well. We cannot talk about building the country without building the political party. And even with the political parties, there will be a party that is at advantage. Today, our party is at an advantage, being the party that is in power. So we believe that we should use this opportunity to equip the youth so that at least they can have the right knowledge to be able to take this country to the right direction. As the young people that we have been engaging all the young people right from the world level to the local government level, to the state level, and also to the geopolitical zone. And we cannot complete our effort without having the necessary support, of course, with the major stakeholders, which we know that you play an important role. And of course, you are a supporter of the youth. We believe that you will give us all the necessary support for us to achieve our aim. I would not like to say too much so that we don't keep you for long. So this is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Fatika Kudi.
And our very own distinguished senators, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us, because this has demonstrated your level of commitment to us. You're a friend of the APC youth because we've seen you on multiple occasions before you even emerged as Senate President, and now that you're Senate President, we have multiple members of our group who serve under you and who have worked with you one way or another, and everybody only has good things to say about you. So I want to salute you, sir, and I want to salute most of the initiatives that you've done. Our party has been, in its own way, one of the most structured parties that has ever existed in Nigeria's history, and has been able to mainstream youths to position in a more structured manner. Whether we like to believe it or not, there's always grievances everywhere, but our party has empowered youth in different ways that we now see on this table. So I want to commend us for these initiatives that we take within the party. However, there are still gaps that exist within the party that we need, like Barrister Ismail, our leader, has said. We need to be able to start changing the face and rebranding the party. We need to make sure that everyone who is actually a stakeholder begins to see that they have a voice within the party. And that means that we need to start targeting the positions within the party that makes everyone know that there is actually a youth base that has been empowered by our stakeholders in the party. We have mobilization capacities, we have visibility capacities, and we want to be able to use this to serve you so that you can serve the party better. And the only way that we can learn, like he has said, is for us to actually be on the driving seat. There is no way that we can actually get into the ballots without being a structured party. We need to be able to penetrate the most important areas, which are the grassroots. And everybody within the grassroots needs to start seeing that there's a structure at the center. And if we don't start talking to ourselves, this is just a consultation meeting with you, sir, so that we can hear from you what you think about how we can mainstream more youths into leadership or co-leadership positions. We've never been a group to try and fight for positions, or we don't have you over there and us over here. We actually want to cohabit between us so that we can learn from you, and that internship and mentorship is passed down and cascaded down at every level. We have 6 geopolitical zones, which we have 6 lobbying groups for. They've engaged with all the different stakeholders at state level, and they are engaging with the youths at the world level. And we want to be able to bring that into a collective, to be able to deliver our great party so that everybody can see what really exists within our party. Today, most of the political parties don't have the kind of structure that we have, and that's what we see all over the media. And we have a very unique opportunity to be able to emerge the way that we want to emerge. And so we have come here because we want to be able to reach out to most of our stakeholders, our party executives, so that they can tell us and consult with us on how we can actually move forward and how we can serve you better. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It seems that this...
Announce your presence, always. Let us continue to know you are here. But for me, this is one of my fights. I believe in this country. I believe in the leadership of this country. I believe that this country cannot make any sustainable progress without the youth of Nigeria getting the kind of empowerment through education, empowerment through creating opportunities, not necessarily government jobs. And as a political party, I always consider my platform to be more important than the office, because the office rests on the platform. And if the platform is weak, is unstable, falters, and gives way, the government goes with it. God forbid, 2023 and the press will misquote me. I know. The best legacy our administration will give to Nigeria will be that we continue to produce all these massive infrastructures that no administration in Nigeria has ever invested so much in doing. That all these empowerment programs that this administration is spending trillions to empower Nigerians succeed. And of course, the icing on the cake. And this icing is not the kind of icing that when the wind blows, we'll just remove it. This kind of icing is the icing that sticks, is to have an APC administration to continue in 2023. Nobody should go and say that already election results have been decided. What I mean is Nigerians will be happy with what we have been able to do today, and therefore, like they did in 2019, voted us back into reckoning, into government. They will do so in 2023, and the secret of our success going forward is not for the current set of leaders to continue to the neglect of the youth. It's for this youth that we are talking about to play very prominent and significant roles, especially from 2023, in not only youth targeted positions, but every possible position. And I want to assure you, I'm only 62 and I don't feel like I am one. I took most of my opportunities when I was younger. I didn't imagine that I'd be Senate President at 40, naturally. I don't think there was anyone who was Senate President at 40. I don't know, but at least from the opportunities I had to go to school up to my PhD level, to my sojourn in the House of Reps, which was just about before I clicked 40 when I came to the House of Reps. So youthful politicians have the opportunities. What we need to do in your case is to make it institutional so that you fight less for space, that there is already an affirmative action creating a space for you, even though there are some people that will even ask for special seats for youth. I think that will be begging, and I want you to compete, not to beg. We create the enabling environment for you to succeed, rather than saying, okay, create just one position for this youth, let him come in or let her come in. No. If the Senate is going to be populated by 35-year-old, so be it. What is wrong in that if the people decided to say they will vote for all their senators to be 35 years old people? Unfortunately, many of you here would not be there. But on a more serious note, I believe that you should be given the mentorship as the future of our party. We should all be responsible to ensuring that you succeed, because your success is going to shape the positive trajectory of our party going to the future. If we don't, then this party, God forbid, may not last the test of time, may not stay long to compete, unless the other political parties also do the same. But in most cases, the APC takes the lead. So if we do bad, they will do worse. But I believe that we have every reason to continue to support you, and personally, and of course my colleagues, we have that commitment. If you feel you need some legislation to give you more opportunities, the chairman mentions a commission for the youth, because there's commission for women, there's commission for the diaspora and disability. I don't want to comment too much so that I don't prick somebody's sensibility, but let's look at what you actually need. Is it a commission, really? Okay, women commission. Are you so happy because you have commission? Kukuri, are you so happy because you have a commission? Otherwise, you shouldn't be here. The women should not be here because you have a commission, so your problems are over. I don't think the issue is commission, really. The real issue, to my mind, is sincerity and honesty on our part, to stand with you and stand for you. And I pledge you that. Thank you very much.
But thank you very much, distinguished Senate President. I think you've spoken the hearts and the minds of everyone seated on this table, and you've touched on a lot of pivotal areas of interest to us. There's one thing, if you will permit me to speak in more specific terms, that we would like to pick your brain on. One of the things we've discussed is about the e-registration for the party. And we've discussed it as a committee, and we have our representation in the caretaker committee. We've gotten some feedback, but we want to know, sir, what your position would be on an e-registration, because a portal has already been designed, which we would like to present the prototype for. We spoke about this with the Vice President, and he talked about, convening a tripartite. We also beckoned on him to convene the tripartite committee so we could make that presentation, because really time is of the essence and we have that time now. So we would like to ask you, sir, what your position would be on that. Some other positions, within the party, and permit me to speak more intimately again, because we are all members of the party here, is some specific positions where we think youth can actually showcase the party in a different light. Like serving as in the capacity of the publicity secretary, serving in the capacity of the organizing secretary. We think that across board, if we are able to do something like this, we will be able to mobilize deeper and better, and we'll be able to showcase the party in the light that the party should be seen. So we would like to get your support, sir, on some of these things, and we want we want you to represent us as an ambassador. And we know you've been an ambassador for us this whole time. So I was just checking, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I will comment on the two things you have said. One, the e-registration, online registration of our party by whoever, Nigerians who want to. I'm still not too satisfied with the 40 million that have registered. There are more than 40 million Nigerians who want to be members, card-carrying members of APC. It means we have not done enough to capture or extend all the opportunities to the people. Maybe we are constrained by time. Maybe there was not adequate publicity. So we have to work harder to get what I think is near right, that is 100 million Nigerians, to be card-carrying members of APC. And the easiest way is online registration. But even the online registration, we need to publicize it sufficiently and make it very easy for people to just go online and register. So I'm going to support you fully on this. What I'm not sure, and this is going to be 1-1, so it's going to be a draw, is to say the national organizing secretary or the state organizing secretary or the local government organizing secretary must be a youth. My opinion is, I want a very good mix at the organizing level. If you have a youth who is the organizing secretary, maybe the vice or deputy should be someone else, not very useful, so that you don't also miss that segment. Because it's just like replacing the old with youth. So you need the message or messages to the people to be balanced, that the old also get the message. Or let me say, the not so youthful also get the message, just like the youth will also get the message. So I want to believe that we should achieve a very good mix at all the levels, not only organizing secretary. I don't know why you are particular about organizing secretary. Because the youth, you can talk to 1 million people in 1 minute and get your results through the social media. Those who are above 70, leader, do apology, please. Leader is not included. Many are not computer or ICT compliant. So maybe they make phone calls. Some you may even have to help them with numbers. I want to speak with this man, then they'll go and look for the number. But the truth is, you need to send very balanced messages to people. You must communicate with all segments of the society. Yes, we can do more. We'll do it. But I believe that we can also look at the possibility of using the media, especially the social media or whatever, reaching out, because the youth follow the social media more than anything. And you can do that better. So whether you have the position of organizing secretary or publicity or not, I'm sure there are a lot of things you can do. But believe me, I can support you for anything that will be balanced, that will bring this party to a stable and sustainable pedestal and trajectory. This is our life. This party is what we have. We are what we are today by the grace of God, but because of APC. So any investment into making APC very progressive, very, very successful is a welcome and worthwhile investment. And I am prepared, and I'm sure all my colleagues are prepared to support that kind of engagement, of interaction, or investments, or whatever it is, and we'll be with you. As an individual, count me in whenever you are doing your thing. But I have a word for you. If I think what you are doing, in my understanding and judgment, is what will deliver us, I will support you all the way, regardless. But if I feel that we are going to have a K-leg, as he said, or unintended or undesirable consequences, I will tell you that we should change course or modify our way of doing it. But we have my full support. Thank you very much. That is okay.